I do want to talk about one more thing before the end of the programme tonight. I don't know if many of you are familiar with the Marcus Garvey Library. It's in Tottenham. It's apparently to undergo a quote-unquote refurbishment, and the refurbishment is there apparently to improve facilities. And that's according to Haringey Council anyway, but some local residents and campaigners say the library is under threat of being significantly halved in size. Jasmine Taylor is one of the campaigners who's been involved and joins me now. Why don't you believe what Haringey Council's saying about the refurbishment, Jasmine?
Because you only have to look at the plans. You know, it's self-evident from the plans that if you actually push down, have all the books on one floor, because now at this moment in time the library's actually on 2 floors, and if you squeeze all the books onto one floor and all the PCs onto one floor, that it's going to be impossible to use the space as it's
but it'll still be the Marcus Garvey Library, won't it? It'll still be a library that's dedicated to... It's going to be an
apology for a library.
Oh, an excuse?
Yeah,
they're reducing Marcus Garvey down into
yes, because already they've been sort of taking lots of books off the shelves. There's lots of empty shelves.
Sign of the times?
No, because it's the second busiest library in the borough as far as the issuing of books are concerned, and the third for PCs as PC use. So I think it's a sort of mistake to think that people in Tottenham don't actually want to read or aren't interested in
What's so special about this library, though? What's the importance? What's the significance and relevance of Marcus Garvey Library?
This library is, as far as we're concerned, it's a jewel in Tottenham's crown.
Jewel?
Jewel, yes. Everybody, most people in the community actually make use of the library. I'm sure you must have popped in occasionally once in the past.
Yes, I'm from Tottenham. I have no choice.
Yes, okay, exactly. You know, this is it. If you're in Tottenham, you don't have any choice. That is the library that you have to use.
I also make use of the library, that little library just off St Anne's Road. You know the one I mean? The little tiny one just off St Anne's Road. I've been making use of that since I was 8 years old. Can you believe it or not? I'm not
and how many study desks are there in that library?
Why do you have to get so extra about this, Jasmine? All I'm saying is I make use of that as well. Yeah. No, I know I'm being to a certain extent facetious here, but I want people to understand why it's important that this Marcus Garvey
extremely
library
important because
remains.
It's the way how that library is used by the community. People often regard libraries as being sort of very white or middle class sort of setups or environments, but that is not the case with the Marcus Garvey Library. Everybody makes use of it. I've spoken to young people who bring their kids along and they listen to the storytelling groups. We have exhibitions, we have talks, we have lectures. Then there's the books. We have this really important Marcus Garvey collection of books, and it's we've recently stopped the Haringey Council from selling it off. They're actually selling it off for
Marcus
£4
Garvey collection of books. He only wrote the Philosophies and Opinions.
No. Marcus Garvey collection. It's books to do basically about Black history. No. It's a sort of international collection. If you look at what goes on historically in America, the Caribbean.
This is essentially a black library, then, is it?
No. I would say it's black and minority ethnic. Anybody who's in that community makes use of that library, and it's really crucial. And the problem we're facing is that the library, that Haringey Council said it's going to close at the end of this month. They did this without any sort of consultation at all with the community, and they're providing no alternative provision for people to study or to use computers or PCs.
Jasmine, I'll tell you exactly what Haringey Council say. They say, unlike many other councils, Haringey is committed to maintaining and improving all of its libraries, and we're very disappointed that a £3 million investment to revamp and modernise one of our most popular libraries has been misrepresented. The refurbishment of Marcus Garvey Library will see it enhanced with new books and equipment, as well as additional services alongside the full range of existing library facilities. By making better use of the existing space, we have ensured that no current facilities will be lost while refurbishment is taking place. All services offered at Marcus Garvey will be available at locations or libraries nearby. We look forward to continuing to work closely with all library users and friends groups and to celebrating the improved Marcus Garvey Library when it reopens early next year. From that statement, it seems as if your campaign is much ado about nothing.
No, certainly not. Anybody who goes in and looks at those plans, it's self-evident with the plans. And I think that actually the problem has been that there's actually been no consultation with the community. How
much support do you have from the community?
We have a lot of support. The problem is that the council has done this and it's been very secretive.
Yeah.
Once we've actually told people what's happening, we found out the librarians have said, a lot of more people are coming in and looking at the plans. How
have you managed to inform people of what's happening from your point of view?
We've got a YouTube film. We've done selfies. We had a very important meeting last week with David Lammy. He came along. And even though at the meeting he openly wasn't able to say anything about openly sort of supporting us.
He wasn't able to? This is David Lammy, MP for Tottenham.
Yeah, but when I went upstairs, when I went upstairs and showed him all the empty shelves because they're clearing the books off the shelves as quickly as possible, I literally saw that man's face drop. He was really shocked.
But why wasn't he able to say anything?
He did. Later on, he wrote an article, or he spoke to, I think it's North London News, and sort of gave us some support, basically.
How do you take the campaign forward now? What do you do? How do you get people involved?
Well, this is it. This is part of that. We've been on London News TV this evening, and we've had a selfie campaign. We've got people like Jeremy Corbyn sort of supporting us, and we've got Facebook, Twitter, and this is what we're doing. And basically, we're looking at the plans and getting sort of professionals to look at those plans, and really it's obvious to anybody that we won't be able to have the same sort of...
Just out of interest, where do people contact you to get involved if they've taken a selfie or whatever for your campaign? Is there a website or something?
Yes, Friends of MGL at gmail.com.
Friends of MGL.
That's
Marcus Garvey Library,
at gmail.com.
Okay.
But we're also on Facebook and Twitter, and there's also a campaign on change.org, basically Save Marcus Garvey Library.
Yeah, just if I could go back to our guests from Tallowell for a second, Christopher Simpson and Gail Babb. You see, what we're hearing there about the campaign for Marcus Garvey Library in Tottenham shows you, first of all, that there is still a lot of interest in these things, in culture, etc., despite what the government might say. But Jasmine is clearly telling us, if you want to defend the culture, you've got to fight